All right, so my man Celso Antonio says, Chunk, I'm doing LSA for my client and I'm barely getting leads. He has 17 reviews. I increased his Google Business Profile SEO score. He does siding, decks, bath, kitchen, but it requires a plumbing license, which he doesn't have. Added a lot of photos, a lot of people calling him looking for a job. He's pissed. What can I do to officially improve the leads? Okay, so there's a few things in here. Okay, first of all, this guy's doing LSA, which is local service ads. So if I go to Google and I type in like plumber near me, these first two companies that show up under the sponsored tag, these are local service ads. So if I call either one of these companies, they're gonna pay Google for that call. For a plumber, this is probably gonna be like a $40 or $50 call. And so this guy, Celso, is running ads for a remodeler, it looks like. And the first issue he mentioned was that it requires a plumbing license. So there's a ton of different categories that you can choose. And as a remodeler, normally you're a general contractor. And so general contractor is a category you can choose, and remodeler is a category you choose. A general contractor can get leads for bathroom remodels. A remodeler can get leads for bathroom remodels. If you choose the remodeler, you have to have a plumbing license. If you choose the general contractor, you have to have general contractor's license. So in this case, you need to switch the categories to the one that doesn't require the plumbing license. So that's the first thing. You said that there are people calling looking for a job and he's pissed. Google refunds you for these calls that aren't actual leads. It takes like 45 days, which is kind of annoying, but you get the money back. So shouldn't be too upset. That's just the nature of advertising online. Your customers can find you, and so can people who are looking for jobs. And that's just the way it goes. Keep answering the phone. Be polite to people because Google's recording all these calls. And if they hear you being rude, then they're not going to send you calls anymore. Then you asked, what can I efficiently do to improve and get more quality leads? With LSA, you don't have a ton of control. Answer the calls. That's number one. Answer them professionally. Answer all of them. If you miss calls, Google's notices that, and they're going to stop sending them to you because those people are going to go call someone else. And you can mess with the budget. So obviously, if you have a bigger budget, Google's going to like that. And every time you get a call, it's important to go into the dashboard and give the lead a rating. If it was a good one, good rating. If it was bad, someone looking for a job, give it a bad rating. If it was a good lead, hit mark it booked in the dashboard, and just utilize their dashboard, because the reason they put those buttons in there is to get feedback from you about what they're doing. And so they like it when you go in and you use their platform. Most contractors will just ignore it and they'll just answer the calls and never log into the dashboard. Those ones aren't going to be prioritized as much as the ones who do. So you can also mess with service areas. If you're targeting a huge area and you're spending all your budget and you're not getting the kind of leads you want, you can try like focusing on smaller areas, maybe like the higher end neighborhoods you want or whatever, and see if you can find some pockets that aren't as competitive. If you're in a big city and you are in the southwest corner of it, be on this side, you can try focusing on that edge of town, because all the companies over on the other side of town are probably targeting the whole town. And so you're basically just looking for places where you're not competing with as many other contractors based off of whatever targeting they set up. So that's one thing. You can also change the categories around. Everything in marketing is measuring the results and making adjustments. So if you get a lot of good leads for decks, but you get a ton of garbage for bathrooms, like remove the bathroom category and try to spend all your money on decks. And you just mess with this stuff and try to find something that that works the best for you. What I've seen with LSA, as my team manages probably like 20 or 30 of these accounts for people, is it takes time. When you first start doing it, you're not going to get a ton of calls typically, unless there's just no competition in your area. But if there is competition, Google must have some sort of rating system where if there's 50 contractors using local service ads and buying calls, there's going to be a hierarchy. They order them in some kind of order. The guy on the bottom is the dude that never answers calls. He's super rude to people, and he has a really small budget. So that guy goes at the bottom. The company at the top, they answer every call professionally. They click all the right buttons in the dashboard, and they have a gigantic budget. And they've been doing this for 2 years. And so you need to just gain reputation with Google by using the platform properly, giving Google's customers a good experience, which are your customers as well, and just proving that you can be stable and reliable to send calls to. And then, of course, be willing to spend more money. And if you do those things long enough, you'll climb the ranks. And when you get up there, you're able to buy a lot of calls and get a lot of business from local service ads. So those are the tips I have for you. Definitely go fix your category issue so you can actually advertise for bathroom remodels. Make sure your client is answering all those calls. And if you're managing this for them, make sure you're going in, listening to those calls, rating the leads, and marking things booked. And hopefully that works out for you. Come back and let me know in a month or two how things are going. If you're going through this and you want to get a little bit of professional help, go to my website. You can schedule a 15-minute call with me to pick my brain. I'll spend 15 minutes with you answering every question you have and doing my best to help you get a jump start on this. So chuckthecontractor.com, use the calendar, schedule a 15-minute call with me, and I'll talk to you soon.